What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to my Forma building guide for this month's Hall of Forms featuring Valentine Veronica, Valentine Gustav and Henriette, and Ninja Laevatein. We are going to be having the same skills as the Hall of Forms revival which we had this month, so there's no change in that. And let us begin with Valentine Veronica. So she's a Blue Mage Cavalier with Pack Blooms Plus, and she's going to be having good enough offenses for a free-to-play Mage Cavalier. And we haven't really got an arcane tome for blue mages, so whenever that is going to be available, it is going to be a huge thing for a lot of Veronica fans. So if you're a big Veronica fan and if you are trying to merge her up, or if you already have her merged up and you want to get some premium skills, then this is going to be your chance to deck her out with some premium skills. And if you're going to be building her up in this Hall of Forms, then you can definitely try and get Magical Lantern Plus as the weapon, because it does provide you with the unhindered movement status, which allows you to not get bothered by the trenches, which is a huge thing for a Cavalier, and it also gives you the special charges status effect. So it's a pretty good weapon that you can get in the Hall of Forms. But if you want to have a more speedy option, then Drifting Grace Plus or Flora Guide Plus are going to be the option. And because Remote Sparrow is going to be available in the Hall of Forms, you can definitely try and get that, as Attack Speed Catch 4 is a lot more easily available now with Divine Codes 4. So Remote Sparrow is going to be a bit more premium option that does give you the damage reduction in the player phase. So it could definitely be obtained, but if you just want to have a mixed phase option, then Attack Speed Catch 4 is still going to be there. And Fortress is going to be the best slot B option that you can pick up, and there are just not many options available for like Mage Cavaliers to get, so this is pretty much going to be the best available option. And you can also run Attack Speed Menace as her slot C skill, which can be useful in a player phase build. But if you're going to be having a more mixed phase build, then Speed Smoke 4 or Panic Smoke 4 can definitely work out. So this is going to be the recommended Veronica build that you can try and run, and whenever she's going to be getting access to the Arcane Blue Tome, she's going to be ready with the premium skills. Valentine Gustav is an Axe Armor with Loyalist Axe as his preferred weapon, and he can function as a pretty good near save unit with his base kit. And Loyalist Axe does give you -1 special cooldown, so stuff like Bonfire becomes a 2 cooldown special. And then if foe initiates combat, or if foe's HP is at or above 75% HP, then you're going to be able to get -6 attack and defense debuff on the foe in combat. And if the foe can make a follow-up attack, then you get damage reduction of 75% on foe's first attack. So this kind of weapon really helps you against many of the faster opponents that are going to be doubling him. So the idea is to pretty much use this damage reduction and then retaliate back with a strong special like Bonfire. And his base kit is already, suited for that playstyle with the near save. So you're only going to be trying to get other alternative like premium skills, because he can already function with his base kit as a near save armor unit. And another problem is that we already had Brave Edelgard like just last Hall of Forms, and in my opinion, she's just a much better near save armor. So if you're picking between like 2 Axe armors that are trying to function in a near save role, then most people are going to be picking up Brave Edelgard. So only the Gustav fans are probably going to be trying to get his Forma Soul here. And if you're going to be doing that, then you can definitely try and run something like Attack Defense Unity in the slot A, and also get Hardy Fighter, which is going to be a good option on any kind of armor. And it could help with an alternate build with Pavis or Escutcheon. So that could be an option, but he's going to be missing out on the auto follow up. And you can only get Arcane Downfall in the Hall of Forms, so you can just try and get any kind of other axe just for the aesthetic purpose. And Attack Defense Near Save is going to be the alternate option, which can help you get more attack instead of defense resistance near save, which he already comes with. And if you're just trying to have some fun with a slot C skill, then Assault Troop is going to be an option that you can pick up if you don't really care about, the minute difference between the near save skill. So it could be an option that you can pick up just for fun and just for the mobility, because most of the time Valentine Gustav is not going to be run with Assault Troop, but that's an option that the Hall of Forms definitely opens up, as he already has a near save skill in his base kit. So with this kind of build, you're going to be able to function as a near save tank, but if you're going to be trying to use him as a far save tank and you want to get the skills for that, then you can definitely try and get Distant Stance and the far save skill. And the Hardy Fighter is going to be a staple here as a premium option, because it's going to be making the best use out of the Forma Soul that you're going to be spending on him. And this is only going to be recommended if you want to get him as a far save tank for maybe something like Summoner Duels. Valentine Henreitte is a red mage armor who can function as a far save tank with her base kit, and she doesn't really have a preferred weapon, but I guess this could be a good time for getting her because Rearmed Ophelia is going to be on the Hero Rises banner, and if you're trying to use Henriette with like a preferred weapon or an arcane weapon that is, then this could be an option to get some premium skills on her and maybe build her up for the arcane tome instead. So she does come with Unity Blooms Plus, which is the same weapon as the Pack Blooms which Valentine Veronica has got. So already she does have, one of the better inheritable tomes for the red mages available in her base kit, and she already comes with a far save. So again, you're going to be building up for the Arcane Eclipse as a long-term goal, so you can try and pick up skills for that. And if you're going to be doing that, then you can just try and run Defense Res Unity as the slot A skill because Arcane Eclipse already has a debuff neutralization for the attack. So getting attack res Unity is going to be a bit redundant, and you can just try and get any kind of other weapon like PG Parfait Plus because the Arcane Eclipse is not going to be available in the Hall of Forms, but this is assuming that you want to give her the Arcane Eclipse at some high investment or at some point by using that Rearmed Ophelia that you can maybe try and get from the Hero Rises banner. And for that, Special Fighter is definitely going to be the best option to pick up for the slot B as you can get the healing out of it, and it does work with the guaranteed follow-up attack that you can get out of Arcane Eclipse, so she's no longer going to be needing Slick Fighter from her base kit if you do run Arcane Eclipse, and you can just run Defense Res Far Save as an alternate option compared to her default skill just for more bulk, and there are just not that many options for a range armor, and this is pretty much going to be the build if you do plan on giving her the Arcane Eclipse at some point. Ninja Laevatein is a axe flying unit with twin star axe as 11 Might dual phase brave weapon, and she also has the half blade tome effect built into it, so she can get more attack in the combat depending on the visible buffs that she has got. And unlike Gustav and Henriette, she does have a base kit which definitely needs a bit more investment. So the Hall of Forms can be a perfect place if you're trying to deck out your Ninja Laevatein with some premium skills and eventually use her with this kind of weapon. So if you're trying to build her up, then she can definitely make use of Distant Storm as a pretty good option for a slot A skill because it does work with the Vantage builds that you can run, and it is going to be giving you attack in both phases. So it can definitely work out, but you can also try and get Distant Ferocity if you don't really like the chip damage. But the chip damage is going to be helping with the Vantage playstyle, and Neo Trace is going to be the best lobby skill that you can try and get on her. Even if you just want to run Vantage on her later on, it's still a good skill to pick up. And because she already has Attack Defense Rain in her base kit, you can try and get an alternate skill like Attack Defense Menace, which can give her the visible buffs for her preferred weapon, and it can definitely work out. But if you're just a big fan of the consistent in-combat debuffs, then Attack Defense Hold is going to be working out, but it's kind of similar to the Rain skill, and that's why I recommend just picking up the Attack Defense Menace. Attack Smoke 4 is also an option that you can pick up for a mixed phase build if you're trying to run her with the Neo Trace skill and not so much with a Vantage playstyle. So these are going to be her main options that you can try and pick up, and they're not going to be any kind of arcane weapons, and she already has a pretty good preferred weapon, so you can just try and pick up whatever weapon is going to be looking funny aesthetically. Next month, we're going to be having an Archanea Hall of Forms, and these are all of the potential candidates that I think can be possible in the Hall of Forms batch. But if I had to narrow this down to like 2 batches, then this is going to be my guess. And there's definitely one unit which I didn't have in that whole roster, and that is going to be Legendary Tiki. So I think there's a very solid chance that now we're going to be able to see some legendary units in Hall of Forms, and for a good reason, because it's literally on the start screen of Hall of Forms. And the reason why I think Legendary Tiki might be on next month's Hall of Forms is because she's got her rerun scheduled for April, and there's absolutely no mythic or legendary remix banner for April. So like, where is she going to be appearing? Like on what banner? So I think that she's probably going to be appearing in the Hall of Forms banner, and that's why I think that Legendary Tiki could be appearing in the Hall of Forms, and we could finally see the legendary units. And honestly, at this point, we have seen, Brave Dimitri, Brave Edelgard appear in the Hall of Forms, and if those units are possible, then, legendary units are a fair game in my opinion. So that's why I think that Legendary Tiki could be a solid option and probably has very solid chance of being available in next month. And I think that Brave Marth could also happen because Choose Our Legends units do appear in Hall of Forms, and Sirius did get a weapon refine recently, so he could be an option. And Spring Maria can show up as well because she is available in the Divine Codes, and many times we do see Divine Code units in the Hall of Forms. And then in the next batch, I think Malice could also be an option for the red option, and Station Katarina as well. She's also available in the Divine Codes. And Nagi could be like the Refined Gamble unit because she is due for a weapon refine. And Norn could be the unit that did recently get a weapon refine. So yeah, next month is definitely going to be exciting to see if they set a new precedence with the legendary units in the Hall of Forms finally. And I think it could be possible because Legendary Tiki's rerun is already scheduled, like I said, for April. So I think it's probably for the Hall of Forms banner, and that's why I do want to discuss that over here in this section. So that's something we can look forward to. So come back to this video next month to see if I was right or wrong, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to share this video with your friends if they're trying to build up any of these units from the Hall of Forms. And if you enjoyed this video, then please be sure to leave a like and a comment. Helps me tremendously, and if you really enjoyed, you could always support me directly by using super thanks down below or by becoming a YouTube member. And for more FEH videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as Gustav's damage reduction against Legendary Nana. So with that, still, see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.